All right, in this video, we are given that 4 square x equals to 10 over 11, and x is between pi and 3 pi over 2. And we need to find sine x, cos x, sine 2x, and cos 2x. And we are not allowed to use a calculator in this question. So the first thing we want to do in a question like this is we know that x is in between pi and 3 pi over 2, which is quadrant number 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out my x in quadrant number 3, and I will draw it as a triangle over here because generally speaking, when you're not allowed a calculator and these are not special angles from the special triangles, then you have to use triangles to solve this question. I know that cos square x is 10 over 11. So if I square root both sides, I'll get cos x equals plus or minus root 10 over root 11. Now I know that cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So my adjacent is either plus or minus root 10, and hypotenuse is always positive. So my hypotenuse is root 11. I know that this is the negative x-axis here, which means that my adjacent is negative root 10. Now, this is not the solution of cos x here for this question here. This is just solving the middle steps of the question. So don't mix this up with this question over here. Next, I want to find this opposite side over here. I can use my Pythagorean theorem. So negative root 10 squared plus b squared equals root 11 squared. Negative root 10 squared is just 10. 10 plus b squared equals to 11. Subtract that on the other side, so b squared equals to 1. If I square root 1, I'll just get b equals to 1. So my opposite side here is just negative 1 because this is the negative y-axis. So now looking at this triangle here, I can find the first question here, which is sine x. So sine is just opposite over hypotenuse, which is negative 1 over root 11. And then if I rationalize this, I'm going to multiply the top and bottom by root 11, which just gives me negative root 11 over 11. Cos x, we know that cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is negative root 10 over root 11. And to rationalize this, I'm going to multiply the top and bottom by root 11. So if I multiply the top by root 11, I'll just get negative root 110 because root 10 times root 11, 10 times 11 is just 110. And the bottom, root 11 times root 11 is just 11. So I've got my cos x over here. Next, I need to find sine 2x. I'm going to use my double angle formula for this. Sine 2x is just equal to 2 sine x cos x. And then I have the solutions for sine x and cos x right over here. Instead of using these answers, though, I'll use the non-rationalized ones because they're always going to be easier to simplify. It's going to save you a bit of time in a question like this rather than using those answers and then simplifying later, which is a bit more difficult. So in the numerator here, I have 2 times negative 1, which is negative 2, times negative root 10, which is positive 2 root 10. And in the denominator, I have root 11 times root 11, which is just 11. So that's my answer for sine 2x. And the last thing I need to find is cos 2x. So cos 2x just equals to, you can use any of the three formulas, but I'm just going to use cos square x minus sine square x because I find this one to be the easiest. I know cos x is just, again, I'm going to use the non-simplified one over there. It just makes it a bit easier to do these calculations. And sine x, I'll just use negative 1 over root 11 squared. So this is just 10 over 11 minus 1 over 11, which is just 9 over 11, which is my final answer for this question.